Welcome back, everyone. Corey Hicks here, and today we're going to be talking about Telecaster Minimalism. And that's the idea that you have one or two good teles, you're plugging into a basic tube amplifier with only a few effects on the floor, maybe just an overdrive. And this is something that had a huge benefit on my playing very early in my career, and I just wanted to talk about it today and share it with you. And just to preface that, I have no problem with people that have like multiple amp setups or big pedal boards. I did the same thing when I played commercial country music for a decade. I needed those huge pedal boards as well. I'm just talking about the fun that I had and everything that I learned by just plugging straight into an amplifier and having one good guitar that does everything. And I think the Telecaster fits that bill. And we all know how versatile they are, and they've been on every single musical genre, everywhere from Ed Bickert playing jazz with one, Jimmy Page playing one in Led Zeppelin, the list goes on and on. So first of all, a little backstory. When I was going to Berklee College of Music in Boston, I had a bunch of Stratocasters, and I was known as kind of a Strat guy. And when I moved back to Minnesota, I got a job at Guitar Center. And this is when Eric Clapton's first Crossroads DVD just came out, so we were watching that on the monitors in the shop. And I noticed something that blew my mind. So Clapton was playing a Strat, Robert Cray was playing a Strat, Buddy Guy was playing a Strat, John Mayer was playing a Strat, Joe Walsh was playing a Strat, even Vince Gill was playing a Strat. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm so sick of this. I got to get these out of here. And so what I did is I sold all of my Strats and I got one good Telecaster. And this was a custom shop 1951 Nocaster in new old stock. So one of the things that I've always done, I have no problem with relic guitars, but I want to do it myself. And the idea is that I was going to buy a brand new old stock Telecaster and I was just going to play it into the ground. I was going to get all those road miles myself. And that's exactly what I did. I put over 1,500 gigs on this one particular guitar. I played it until about 2010. And I took it with me to every lesson, and I taught about 50, 60, 70 students a week during that time, and it was just with me all the time. And so one of the things that I learned just playing that one instrument is you get to know the neck so thoroughly. You get to know where everything is on the guitar, and you get everything out of it rather than switching guitars all the time. And so my technique got better. Everything got better. And using that one instrument for every style of music, I was doing worship gigs, I was doing country gigs, blues gigs, I was doing wedding band gigs, and that guitar fit the bill for everything because it's a Telecaster. So it's just an amazing thing. A couple players that really come to mind that were influential to me on this was Roy Buchanan, who played his 53 Telecaster Nancy into a Fender Vibrolux, which is a 2x10 tube amp. And he would turn that thing on 10, and that would be his gain level, and then he would just turn down his volume control and use the pickup selector switch to get all of the different tones that he was using. Other players that did that, Danny Gatton did that a lot. He used a few effects here and there, but for the most part, he's plugging into a Fender Bassman or Tweed Twin or his Vibrolux with just his 53 Telecaster. And there's loads of other examples. People like Jim Campolongo also does that with his 59 Telecaster. There's just a lot of really good examples of Tele players seeming to do this, and it just seems like a uniquely Telecaster thing. Not saying you can't plug a Strat into an amp and just do everything from there, but I find that Telecaster players just have an easier time doing that. So for me, this is my Fender Custom Shop 1959 Telecaster Custom, or Custom Telecaster. They're reversed on the earlier ones. This is just like that double bound Telecaster. And I use this for everything these days. And you can get a lot of really good sounds out of these guitars. You can get jazz in the neck pickup, country and rock on the back pickup. And what you heard on the intro music was I was just plugged into, this is my car Sportsman. And I had it on the bridge pickup with my Protein overdrive, and this is the Nobles ODR1 side. And so I can take my volume control and turn that down to get some rhythm tones, right? And of course, if you're a Telecaster player, you know about the volume swells. And you also know about the tone control, right? So you can get all these different sounds just using your Telecaster. If I switch over to the blues side of the Protein, I can get more jazzy things with the tone control rolled down a little bit, So all these different sounds are inside of this Telecaster, and I really like the challenge of just using like one overdrive pedal and just plugging straight into the amplifier. And so I've learned so much by doing this through the years. And a couple of things that are really helpful if you're just going to play like one guitar. I was worried about breaking strings, and I haven't broken a string since 2003 in a gig. I have done it at home or in a lesson or something like that. But how do I do that? Well, I use 11 gauge strings, D'Addario 11 to 49. So I do use a thicker set. It's in standard tuning, and I use medium high action, about 5/64 up here at the 17th fret. Fairly straight neck, about 10/1000ths of an inch of relief here at the 7th fret. And I just set this guitar up. I set the intonation on the saddles as best as I possibly can. I do have compensated saddles on this guitar, so it does intonate pretty well. And, that's what I use. And if you have a guitar that plays really well and it really fits your hands really well, I think you're going to learn a lot about yourself, the challenge of just using it for multiple genres of music, and just trying to get a lot out of your amplifier without the need of all these extra effects. I found that even going without delay pedals or modulation pedals, the songs still sounded okay. And I was guilty of this, just like a lot of other people, of using delay as a crutch a lot. So anyway, just a few musings for today for I believe will be Telecaster Tuesday when I put this out. So all right, so next video coming out is going to be the Triads Part 2, so look forward to that. And please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. You guys all know that. I have my Patreon information in the description below if you want to sign up for lessons or get PDFs from any of the videos you've seen. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Peace. All right, and here is the Car Sportsman, and I wanted to show you my settings for the Car Sportsman. So I have the volume a little bit less than half, and the treble is about, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, something like that. Mids are just a little below half. The bass is about 11 o'clock, and the reverb is about 11 o'clock. That's what you have to do on this amplifier to get it to sound about like a Blackface Fender amp on 2 or 3. So signal isn't as strong there. The headroom knob over here is kind of like, it deals with the power section. It's not really an attenuator, and it's not a master volume. It's something else, and I just don't know enough about that. Down here I have my brown box. So normally I have it set to 117, but the amp's off and something else is happening. So we're at 114. That keeps the tubes happy. And I used to live in McKinney, Texas, where we used to get 127 volts at the wall, and it used to kill my tube amps. So I don't do that anymore. And I am miking it with an SM57 just off the speaker cone. And here is my pedal board, just a Polytune and the Protein. There are my settings for the Protein. Pretty standard. Okay, hope that was helpful. I really highly recommend this amp. If you guys get a chance to play one, it is wonderful. If you like Tweed Deluxes, Deluxe Reverbs, Princeton Reverbs, and you wish you could get all those sounds in one box, this is what you're looking for. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.